Playing Tarkov fast never worked for me. I'll be real, it's a skill issue. But after 6,000 hours, I finally built a slower playstyle that makes up for my lack of skill, and it actually wins fights. I'll be covering fights I had in Tarkov's most claustrophobic PvP spots, Factory, and Reserve's underground bunker. And each fight, we're gonna progressively learn lessons that will help you get better. By the end of this video, you'll have learned enough to stay alive in Tarkov's punishing world. And our first lesson starts here in Factory, Tarkov's smallest map, where I was tasked to take down 6 players in the office area, a very tight space. So for a pretty intense quest like this, how do I play slow? Well, first I need to get to the objective area, which is through this door right here. Now that I'm in the kill zone for my quest, I chill and let the fight come to me. How do I do that? By applying our first lesson of the day, play off of info. When playing slow, I like to react to info instead of being the instigator, hoping to get the jump on my opponent. So I stay patient until I hear any sign of life nearby. You know what? The bathroom was kind of a nice middle ground for us. What the hell? And already you can see why I developed this playstyle, because my aim is pretty inconsistent. What got me the win there was getting the initial jump on the first guy, but if we likely had a fair fight, I might have lost. As for the second kill, that was mostly luck, right place, right time. And this consistently worked throughout the day here in Factory, as I spawned into another raid, and before I could make it into the offices, I hear someone near me. I need office kills. Please stay away from me. Let me get to the office first. Playing off of info makes it look almost like free kills. And the raid after that, literally 10 seconds into spawning in, I hear shots at the office area, so I slowly approach, again making the fight fall right into my lap. The hell is that gun? The whole point of this is to avoid having to turn every single fight into a raw aim battle, but instead using the whole environment to your advantage. And speaking of using the whole environment, this conveniently brings us to our second lesson, which we'll still learn here in Factory. It's a lesson that I use a lot, and when combined with playing off of info, it can make you unstoppable. Allow me to break it down for you with this next engagement. After killing Tagilla, Factory's AI boss, then taking a breather to pack my mags, I hear gunshots directly above me. Once I was fully packed, I investigated the shots and heard what seemed to be a player right above me, waiting for me to climb the stairs. Now, I could simply walk up the stairs and try to out-aim him, but that's not my style. So this brings us to lesson number 2. Take long flanks when possible. You see, I'm not the most mechanically gifted gamer, which is why I developed this playstyle over time. And taking long flanks allow you to disengage for a moment and re-engage from another angle at a time your opponent least expects it to. The whole idea is to get rid of the possible aim battle and instead get a much easier kill for yourself. The only downside, it takes a bit of patience to commit to a long flank. I'm going to play the next segment completely uncut to give you a feel of how committed I can get to flanking for even a small map like Factory. Just trying to stay away from the aim battles up close. Once things get nasty and we have to start getting mechanically good at aiming, we start to lose the fights. Okay, literally that's what I wanted. Obviously, a big part of this was luck, having my opponent somehow in the right place, right time for me, but my point still stands. The odds were too stacked against me in the first possible engagement earlier where he was directly above me. Because once I committed to the long flank and made it to the other side, I simply reverted back to lesson number 1, play off of info. I slowed down, hearing out for signs of life, and ultimately got the jump on him. This truly is the power of patience and info gathering. At this point, I only needed one more player kill in the office area, so I did the same, chill in the bathroom, wait for info, and react to it. I'm gonna play this next portion uncut again to give you a full feel of how powerful simply slowing it down can be and using what we've learned so far before we head into lesson number 3. I just killed the dude, but you know, was not. Oh, was that the? That was the Tequila. The guy killed Tequila. We killed him. Dude, I didn't hear the screams, chat. We just one-tapped him. He was looting. Not an office kill though. There was a dude here, but that might have been the guy. I'll be honest. So, GG. That guy was trying to do a run peek. Only playing off of info and flanking isn't enough to survive, but you're in for a treat because we're going to cover 2 lessons in a single engagement as I move over to the reserve military base, where I was tasked to take down 5 raiders in the underground bunker. And if there's something you should know about down here, it's one of the sweatiest places in Tarkov for close range PvP. So as I make it into the bunker, I hear shots nearby. The problem, I have to cross through water, which is one of the loudest sounds in the game. The moment I touch water, everyone will know exactly where I am. So I have to work with the little space I have to counter an immediate push. So here's where 2 powerful lessons you're about to learn is gonna come in handy. As soon as I hit water, I hear the player nearby already beelining towards me. So I hug the right wall and hold an angle from here. This is lesson number 3. Hold off angles. An off angle is an angle that your enemy won't expect you to hold. In this instance, I'm expecting my opponent to check the middle of the hallway, not the far wall, giving me a split second to react quicker than him. Combining this with our next lesson, lesson number 4, give your crosshair placement some space. Notice how far off from the corner of the wall my crosshair is. This is intentional. This makes up for the very average reaction time I have, and you'll see it all come together right here. That felt good. And true enough, when we watch this back, notice where the player is looking. Nowhere near our off angle. Then about a minute later, while trying to wrap up the loot, I had another opportunity to apply the same exact lessons all over again. I literally killed him the same exact way I killed this dude. Off angle to the right, and then just crosshair placed. The same exact way. I didn't bother changing the way we attack that. So he did have a teammate, dude. Oh my god. The timing of me checking that corner was just crazy timing. Not long after, in the same exact raid, I scooped up all the loot and chugged my way to extract. But literally a few steps away from extract, I had yet another opportunity to apply everything we've learned so far. Oh boy. He's got a bolty. The first order of business, I have to pinpoint exactly where he is using info. I couldn't tell if he was above me or not audio-wise, so I needed to do quick shoulder peeks to find him. I think he's above me. With him back in cover, I decided to commit to an off-angle far right to throw him off. Also, notice again where my opponent's looking as he repeaks. His eyes were way past me, not expecting a far right off angle. Off angles combined with good crosshair placement are super powerful when waiting for someone to come into your area. Like here where I hear footsteps outside, so I decided to go halfway down the stairs, an angle no one would really check. It was a Timmy. That was the guy we heard. Oh, what the hell? That was AI. Okay, he wasn't a Timmy, but he had the sleeper build, chat. Crap gun, amazing ammo. So far, we've gone through 4 really great lessons, but none of these would be of use if you don't master the next one, which we're gonna learn in this next raid. I headed into the underground bunker and found what I needed for my quest, AI raiders. I quickly killed 3, then about a minute later, I hear players coming at me, likely hunting me down after all the commotion going down here. So I prep myself for a counterattack. I stay quiet and bring back lesson 1, play off of info. He's clearing the control room. In this engagement, I'm going to be narrating the breakdown out loud while this fight goes down to lead into lesson number 5, a lesson that brings everything together. I see his flashlight here, so I take an off angle and crosshair place on the door. I don't get the kill, but this is where lesson number 5 comes in. Disengage and reposition. This is going to allow me to keep resetting the fight, forcing my enemy to be the instigator until I find the perfect off angle to take him out. I just confirmed this is actually a duo. This guy nearest to me is about to peek me, so I get an off angle preparing for his peek. And again, back to lesson number 5, disengage and reposition. Now we bring in lesson number 2, long flank when possible. Then before committing to engage again, I go back to lesson number 1, gather the info first. At this point, you can see how everything comes together. We simply cycle through the motions until the last man stands. He's here. Hold up. There's another guy to my left. They're gonna fight. Remember, we're trying to avoid these aim battles. So, disengage, reposition, rinse, repeat. I made a full flank to the other side, but unfortunately, my position was compromised by an AI scav. Freaking scav. I knew if I continued to head down these steps, they'd catch me here. So I rotated back to where we were originally and decided to re-engage from here instead. Based off of the info I'm hearing, I'm confident there's only one player left. Okay, let's do one last clear out and then we'll get out of here. We got our raiders. We just got to reset for another set of raiders. Look, there he is. I got baited. He's in that room right there. There was 2. I thought it was 1 the whole time, dude. It was 2 guys. Despite the death, what could have been a squad stomping me from the get-go of this raid turned into a competitive fight, taking 2 down with me before losing to a 3rd. As a slower Tarkov player, I prefer my opponent to be the aggressor, because when I play on the defensive using all the lessons we learned today, I'm able to turn most fights' momentum right in my favor, and this next engagement is the perfect example. I'm clearing the offices of enemies and I baited a barrel peek to check if there's anyone in the next room over. And true enough, there is. So from here, I'm going to leave this next segment uncut with no added narration, so you can see for yourself how I apply everything in real time. I want you to see how we can turn a fight right into our favor, even if it starts rough, using everything we learned today. I was gonna clear this just because I heard the dude here somewhere, right? Okay, no one's here. Oh, come on, dude. This calf's still alive. Shoot the other guy. Oh, oh, oh! The grenade launcher's loaded. I don't want to think about that right now. He's still there. I don't know where he is anymore, though. Wait, where is he? He repositioned, I think. Let's do a flank. I'm not trying to out-aim him from there. That's wild. That was him. Jeez, flank worked out. At the beginning of this engagement, I was playing stiff, holding predictable angles, and then when I had the wake-up call to flank, it made the fight 100 times easier, making it seem like an almost free kill. It's the power of slow play. But I wouldn't have learned how to play slow if I didn't see what it's like to play more aggressive. And if you want to see how I did that, you'll want to catch this video right here. Thank you to our patrons: Yang Fluffy Hamster, Blossom Smoddy, Lightning Deathbringer, Timbador, Daniels, Grillo Luis, Terminator, Son of a Barbara, December Snow, Lord Predator 413, Hope Streamer, The Real Jinmu, Fruxaft 69, and E.